Welcome back to our REST API video course. So far, we've used the Nuxeo platform's REST API to retrieve objects and related elements while keeping our number of calls optimized. By learning how to import files, we come one step closer to our final goal of setting up a custom contract management interface. The contract document type that has been defined in Nuxeo Studio in our use case is configured to store properties like a start date, end date, and amount, as well as a main attachment and additional ones if needed. Now imagine for a second that our sales executives need to be able to store a contract on the go, from a web interface or a mobile application, and attach it to the corresponding files. The contract itself as a main binary, and the rate plan and conditions and additional attachments. We will take care of that in 2 steps. We will start by uploading the files, then we will bind the uploaded files to a document. We will be using curl in the video, as it is the best alternative to upload files without an HTML form. So let's upload the attachments. Such calls make use of the REST API's batch upload endpoint. Using this endpoint consists of creating a batch, then uploading files into it. This batch will have a unique ID so you can attach its content later when creating or updating a document. We will start by detecting a new batch. This is achieved through a post call to the batch upload endpoint at /API/v1/upload. The batch ID will be returned in the response. Then, to upload files, each needs to be sent individually through a post call to API/v1/upload/yourbatchid/file number. The file number lets you decide how many files should be ordered into the batch, no matter what their upload order may be. 2 headers are required as well, the X-file name header to set the file name, and the content type header that should be set to application/octet-stream. We will repeat that call for all remaining attachments and make sure to send a unique file number each time. Now that the files are uploaded, our second step is to create the document and bind the files to it. We will do this in a single call to the path endpoint. Creating a resource is done through a post call. The document passed into the URL needs to be the one under which we want the document to be created. As usual, we will add an authentication and a content type header. Finally, we have to send some JSON in that request body. We'll walk through its content together. The entity type is a technical requirement indicating what kind of object we are sending, so here it is set to document. Type is the document type you wish to create. You can add any document type, including the ones you configured in Nuxeo Studio. The name you fill in here will be used to generate the document's path. Make sure to double-check it in the server's response. It has to be unique in its parent container and short enough so it's possible the Nuxeo platform may alter it during the creation process. Note that even though the document's title may change over time, the document's name remains the same so that you can keep calling it easily using the path endpoint. Last but not least is the properties object. You can set any metadata here by specifying its XPath and value. In this case, I will be adding the document's title, description, and a few contract-related properties. In terms of syntax, note that dates are sent here without a time zone, but you can add one if needed. We also need to send multi-valued complex properties, the first one of them being the customers this contract relates to. Each contains a name, first name, and birth date. Multi-valued properties are expressed as arrays and complex properties as objects, so a multi-valued complex property is expressed as an object array. Finally, pay attention to how we are referencing the batch ID and the file IDs we set up earlier. Also keep in mind that a batch upload can only be used once. The batch content is stored in a temporary space and destroyed or moved as soon as you use it. Now that this call is done, our document will be created and will contain these attachments. That's it. Note that the calls we did in this example are a basis you can customize to obtain your desired user experience. For instance, you can upload large files in chunks in order to resume upload in case of a network outage. Feel free to take a look at the documentation to discover how that can be done. Now that you know about the REST API's basics, we should take a detailed look at the Nuxeo API playground and further possibilities the REST API can offer. See you in the next video.